All right, we got a couple things to do today, but first is going to be a quick install of the Speed Circuit Design Fender braces. So, get through this pretty quick. This is one for buddies with an EF, but this is how they're basically going to come. This is kind of like the prototype. They're just going to come sanded with 220, and you're going to get some new hardware and then 2 riv nuts. I've already kind of spray painted mine black. I've already taken my fender off. The only difference about what's going to maybe come up, and I don't know yet, is going to be this. I had a wiring harness attached here, and this riv nut might get in the way. We're going to see where that comes out. But first thing I'll do is once the fender's off, I put some Sharpie marks right above the door hinges, just so I can see roughly where to get back to. And the door is currently closed. It's aligned how I've had it, and so forth. But that's going to be the biggest pain to get back. So first and foremost, we're going to take this, we're going to line it up there and see where to cut. So this little area is going to have to be notched out for the brace. So I'm going to just sort of scuff the paint, I'll respray it, but I'm going to kind of just do my best at lining these bolt holes up right now, just kind of with the holes there. And taking a Sharpie, and I can see right there I'm going to have to notch. Right there is the next spot, and this whole bottom guy up into here with the Sharpie. I'm going to have to radius. So pull this back out, and we can see. So I'm going to basically cut right here with a cutoff disc, right there, and then flap disc this flat. All right, so the chunk was cut out now. So I can flap this now, just kind of smooth it out. All right, so now door is closed. This is notched out. I got pretty close to the body, as you can see, kind of made it flush. I'm not concerned with that too much because I barely nicked it, and I'm going to use some, I'll throw some aerosol primer over it. Now, this is the most annoying part. Yeah, so you're just realigning your door. We're going to just test fit this to make sure our actual brace, fits, and I cleared out enough. And this is also where we're going to drill the next 2 holes. And we're going to hope that, in my case, that riv nut is maybe weirdly where it needs to be. Or, well, that'll be a dilemma for me, but it won't be for you guys unless you got random riv nuts in your frame like that. All right, so we're going to take this. All right, so fast forwarded, my fender brace is bolted on. You can see I got more than enough clearance in there. Probably have to trim all that away. I got a little overzealous with it, but is what it is. It is fully bolted down. That is very pertinent. So my door gap is how I want it. My door opens and closes just how I want it. And that's important because now we're going to drill the top 2 holes over here. And that's important because if your door's not aligned where you want, you drill this, you mount it, and then you start to realign the door after the fact, it might be like sagging or something like this, and you will not be able to get those 2 bolts in. So what I'm going to do is, all right, so I'm going to grab one of the provided bolts. I'm going to put some paint marker on it. And I'm going to simply just go through each one of these holes. Hold it for a second. That way it leaves a nice paint marker on the other side so I know where to drill. All right, so we look on top. You can see there's 2 nice paint markers. This riv nut, again, should not be in your car. It is on mine. That is a dilemma that I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. All right, so just drilled the hole with 7/16. I put Honda Bond on pretty much every riv nut. Just is what it is. You don't have to do that. But I'm going to shove that in there. That other hole won't be the end of the world. Again, you guys should not have a riv nut there, so I would just install both. All right, last thing before we go for the final install now. Just going to touch up into the bare metal areas. And after that, we should be good for just a reinstall the fender brace. So all right, so there's the 2 holes there. I ended up maybe a little janky, but you can see I ended up installing an M6 riv nut right over there because it fits, and I kind of overlapped it a little bit. Spacer here, which is going to fill up the back here, match the radiuses, and again, you might have a little bit more or less. Distance back here, depending on how much you actually cut off on this area here. So again, that's an M6 bolt. In the kit though, you'll have M8s. And that's it for the most part. Just cinch those down. All right, there it is installed. I ended up just tying this bolt back into that there. Is what it is. Door opens and closes. There we go. So it's really a simple idea, really simple there. I know I could have skeletonized a bunch of stuff like some other ones out there. I just chose not to do that. Yeah, again, you don't have to cut all this away. I ended up cutting a little bit extra away, is what it is. But at this current moment, I don't know if when this video comes out, if they're going to be up for sale, if there's going to be a group buy. And I keep doing group buys because everything that I end up doing group buy on and I end up selling, I'm just kind of replenishing it back into getting a couple more products so I could sell. So that way when someone comes and says, hey, you wanted a set of hood louvers or whatever, you don't have to worry about a group buy at this point. They're already up for sale and I can just ship them right from there as long as I have them in stock. So this will probably be a group buy. Again, when this comes out, I don't know if it's going to be a live group buy or what the case is, but if they are, just visit the website, follow the link down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, post it in the comments down below in this video or find me on Instagram and so forth. Well, appreciate everybody for watching. Stay tuned for what's next.